Hey, Al here with Fart Systems, Joanne on the camera. Just going to go through, this is a recent build we just wrapped up here. This is a second gen Tundra with a 6.5 foot box with a double cab. This one has the Radica Moonlander Canopy on it. This is our second one we've done now. It's actually a really nice canopy. There's no rooftop tent, but they're a fairly tall canopy. This one actually has the Arctic turn windows in it too, which is, they're just amazing. I've seen the best windows I've ever seen in an RV type application, or so they have screens and blinds on them. Anyways, I digress. So about the build, what we did is we insulated the entire canopy. So like I said, it's the second one we've done the insulation on. And our first customer, he came back to us and said, you know, it really helps to hold the heat in. So each panel is cut individually to fit. They're then wrapped with our proprietary upholstery, which is extremely hygroscopic. So it's going to help keep the condensation down to a dull roar in here. So every square inch of this canopy has been insulated. The rear door, the front bulkhead, the roofs, the sides, side panels, everything's been done. As far as the build itself goes, we went with a taller cabinet on the driver's side because they wanted a little more storage. So these cabinets actually have, and we'll go through it a little bit more in depth here, they actually have 3 access points. So we have a top lid, we have a rear facing lid so you can access from outside, as well as a front facing lid. Also has a 48-inch camp kitchen in it with a gear bunker in behind it. The gear bunker is basically about a 24-inch cabinet that matches the dimensions of the kitchen tunnel, and what that is for is it's like a catch-all. So it's lined with waterproof carpet. Again, you know, basically what you can do with that is throw wet gear in there, you can throw tools in there, whatever you want. And we've, again, tried to bias the weight to the passenger side as much as possible to offset the weight of the driver and the fuel tank on our North American vehicles. So we'll just close this up. Of course, it has our pop-up table on it. So what we'll do now is, I'm just going to climb in here and give you an idea of how much space there is. I'm old, I need a step stool. So this is set up with the Lagoon table in it. So it's nice. You can have a couple people here having a workspace as well. For example, if you set up a Starlink, you can work remotely right from your vehicle out in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of a nice feature to have. We also did custom molly down here. The customer wanted something where he could fasten a few items, and we left. Basically, what he wanted to do is be able to put, when he's just like a rough area, he wants to be able to put his mountain bike inside the truck. So there's perfect amount of room here that he can actually fit his 29er mountain bike in here with the pedals on and everything. So again, the cushions, this is waterproof backing on this. This is our first time using this fabric. I'm really impressed with it. It's a nice, really nice texture to it. Again, the back sides are done with a solid base, and they have, again, our proprietary upholstery on that. So they're waterproof on the back side as well. So I'm just going to pull the cushions out here, open up all the cabinets so you guys can get a better idea of how much storage is actually in these, okay? Okay, we'll just gonna run through the cabinetry here now. We've got everything opened up so you can see exactly where the storage is and how much volume there is. So, like I said, mentioned earlier, this is the rear cabinets have 3 entry points, so you can always get access to it, whether you have seating cushions on it or not, whether you have the tailgate closed or not, so on and so forth. So it makes things kind of nice and easy. And then our over the wheel well cabinet, we get as much depth as we can, but so we leave the space there above the wheel well. The kitchen tunnel. So if you look at this rear, this is kind of like the pantry area, pots, pans, whichever. You can also use under here for the cutlery and pots and pans. There's a fair amount of depth there. But that access lid that you see in the kitchen tunnel there, what that's actually meant for is if you have the camp kitchen, say it's nighttime and you got everything closed up, and if you want to get in there into the pantry without opening your tailgate and so on and so forth, or even getting out of the truck. You just literally pop that lid off and gives you full access. These cabinets were made shallower on this side to match the height of the kitchen tunnel, strictly because with the cushions that we make in-house, this gives you a fantastic 6'4" sleeping platform, which is really nice to have. The over the wheel well cabinet on that side is a little shorter, but it's as far as depth goes. But that's fantastic for lots of things like the hot dog forks and whatever. I don't know what a person's going to put in there, but you can put a lot in. Then in behind the kitchen tunnel is that gear cabinet that we were talking about. So that's just basically a 24-inch box that it's a catch-all. So you can put all your stuff in there. Then on the bulkhead, where Joanne's filming right now, that removable door on that has just meant that, so all around the sides of our builds and at the bulkhead, we leave space so you can run cabling, plumbing pipes, whatever you want to do in the future without having to remove the build. Even though it's simple to remove by just unbolting the cabinets from each other and from the floor, you can easily do that. However, we leave this void so that you can do that. Now, if a person wants, we can do filler strips for it, but this is actually meant so that he can run the wiring around here once he gets everything set up how he wants. There's also an additional 120 volt. We added this in as well. Over here, we added this dual 120 volt, dual USB-C charge outlet. So that's basically meant so you can hook that up to a Goal Zero or a Blue Eddy or whichever brand you have, and you can just plug it in here. Makes it nice and easy. You can have access on the outside. Again, you're not having to leave a door off and run cords that way. So that's the storage in this build. It's actually an immense amount. We're pretty amazed at how much room and how much space you can actually get in these full-size trucks compared to a Tacoma. It just gives you an immense amount. So anyways, we'll put the lids back on here and put the Radica sleeping platform plates in. We're just putting the actual Radica factory sleeping platform plates in. So we just put in the single plate right now, so that's one up for a single person sleeping. Then I'll just throw the second one in here. So there we go. Now that's set up as a double sleeper now, so it's I believe a 58-inch wide sleeping deck, which is pretty enormous. The only thing you have to do with our cushions, those ones obviously clear, and there's a small one that actually situates here. If you want to have it set up that way, I mean, that's the thing. We don't build it just one way. It's got to have options to it. So that's set up as a dual sleeper right there. The Lagoon table stores in underneath, with the legs and the leg and everything attached to it. So yeah, that's her. That's the Radica Moonlander in a full-size Toyota Tundra double cab 6.5-foot box.